Hey everybody, it's me, Rick Acosta, the Dodger Card Collector, coming to you with another video. I have just returned home from the Del Mar Card Show down in Del Mar, California. It's about 30 miles north of San Diego, and it was my first time at this show. I'm going to give you a brief recap. Uh, I'll stick to the positives on this show. One of the reasons I won't give you a full recap is I didn't take any footage. And also, it's the last day of the show. So, usually, when I do my reviews, it's kind of to provide you tips if you're going to the show later this weekend. Uh, don't feel it's really necessary for this one. And like I said, I wanted to stick to the positives of this show. So, got to go to the show, which is, shows are always fun to go to. I got to see my friends Levon and Eric and Gloria. They had their tables ready to go. I got to see Brian from Baseball Cards Plus down in Huntington Beach. He actually had a table, and he was in rare form over on his side of the room with his cards, so it was great to see him. And last but definitely not least, I got to see Mitch from Mitch's Vintage Collection, and he had his artillery going, that's for sure. Very, very nice display case full of lots of graded PSA cards. As usual for the set builders, he had his common cards, and he had his game going. I will say that. I also wanted to mention one other seller that I met there with an incredible Hank Aaron collection, and that was Mike's Baseball Cards. This guy seriously had the Hank Aaron super collector thing going. Johnston Cookies rookie, Topps rookies, a bunch of regional stuff that I had never seen before, all PSA graded from his personal collection. So there was about 5 or 6 vintage tables that I would think were worth checking out, and I was able to pick up some things, so that's always good. Looking forward to my next show, which if we're in early March, it's probably not going to be till May, the Pasadena show. And I look forward to seeing some of those people I saw today down in Del Mar. So that's all I got. I've got some minor pickups that I was able to pick up at this show. Like I said, there was some good tables, and luckily I was able to score some cards. So let me turn the camera around and we can take a look. All right, I'm going to bookend my pickups from the Del Mar show with some things that I have picked up in the past week or so. As you see, I am flipping through the beginnings of a 1968 set. I was able to find a starter set of 325 different cards, all in excellent to mint shape. And I was able to get an extraordinary deal from this gentleman on the seller on eBay. And so with the cards that I picked up from him and the roughly 30 cards I already had, including Rod Carew, Tom Seaver, Don Drysdale, you're looking at about me having, I think, roughly 355 cards now. I think I need something like 246, something along those lines to finish the set. So as I'm winding down my 1963 set, which is less than 10, I decided to start a 1968 set. I will go into further details as I start buying cards and telling you guys why I decided to work on this set, because there is a story behind it. And so that's the newest set on the block, is the 1968 Topps set. All right, my first pickups from the Del Mar show. These are all cards I bought from Levon, LA Collection. As I just showed you, I am starting a 1968 set. And sometimes I'm a little bit of a completist. So I've decided also at the same time as working on 1968 Topps, I want to work on the 1968 Topps game set, which is 33 cards. So I'm going to start off with Rod Carew. So there's Rod Carew. And this is a game that you could play that I've never tried playing it. I know there's football cards for these too. So there's Rod Carew and Jim Fregosi of the California Angels. What do the backs look like? Kind of similar to, I'll have to double check, but 1951 play ball. What's the 1951 set called? The 1951 top set, that game. That's what it looks like, the blue backs and the red backs. Let's see, a very young Rick Monday on the Oakland A's. So that's Rick Monday. And last is Hall of Famer Ron Santo. So those are my 4 pickups, the 1968 Topps games. There's 33 cards in this set. So I'll be working on that on the same time as I'm working on the regular Topps set. I know that this little set features guys, Hall of Famers like Hank Aaron and Mickey Mantle. I want to say there's a Mays card and maybe a Clemente, but 33 cards. So you'll start seeing some of these cards in my next few videos, hopefully. All right, so the next group of cards, lately when I can't find cards or I'm struggling at a show or on eBay with Greg Morris trying to get additional cards so I can combine the shipping, or if I'm at the Burbank Card Show and I sometimes don't want to buy one card, I will look to the 1950 Bowman set. Just start building those. I have the Dodger team set. I have Bob Feller. I have Richie Ashburn. And I just started picking up some cards here and there. You never know. Maybe someday I'll work on a set. But this first card I'm going to show you, I actually picked up recently from Greg Morris. I was working on some 1963, buying some 1963 cards. And I needed more cards just to make the postage make sense. I didn't want to buy just one 1963 card. So I bought this Bob Sheffing card. That's Bob Sheffing, so that's from 1950. Now, the rest of these I bought this today at Delmar. And the first guy on here is Bill Rigney. And I bought these from Mitch's Vintage Collection. And he gave me a good deal on these. So here is Bill Rigney. I remember him later as the Giants and the Angels manager. And maybe the Padres too at one point. But that's Bill Rigney. Next is Dino Ristelli of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Dino Ristelli. And then next, the reason I bought this is I liked the action. And this was Eddie Stewart. Eddie Stewart of the Washington Senators. And Mitch has a lot of really nice 1950 Bowmans, and I shouldn't be giving this away, but I noticed a very nice Warren Spahn card. Ungraded, by the way, guys. A very nice ungraded card. Looked excellent. Maybe even excellent to mint. And a very nice Ferris Fane card. So that is Eddie Stewart. Here is Al Evans. Again, I liked the pose on this one. And I'm definitely going to have to bug Mitch for more of these just because he had a lot of nice ones, but I only picked a handful today. I tend to only pick a handful just because I keep telling myself, I'm not working on the set. I'm not working on the set. But, I find myself buying cards here and there. And then here is Earl Torgeson of the Milwaukee Braves. The Boston Braves at this point. I would later have his 1958 card when he was on the White Sox. So those are my 1950 Bowman pickups. And this is starting to become a fun set. I've got 30 of them, I think. So I'm a little over 10% there. And I learned today, Mitch told me, and I never knew this. The early cards, the early number cards, like card numbers 1 through 72, are the hard cards to find on this set. Usually it's the high numbers, or sometimes when we get into the late 50s and the 60s, it's the semi-high numbers along with the high numbers. In this case, it's the early cards the early number cards that are harder to find, which would explain why a few weeks ago when I bought several 1950s cards, they were all 200s. So let's see how far I can get and how long it will take, just because I'm taking my time. And my last card for today, it just arrived right when I got home from the Robert Edwards auction from a couple of weeks ago. is this 1963 Topps Hank Aaron in an SGC4. So for those of you who think that I'm some type of PSA guy, I do buy SGC. Yes, I'm talking to you, Eric, at the card closet. So there's my Hank Aaron. With this card, I am down now to 9 more cards to finish in 1963. I do have 2 more cards on the way. In fact, I know one of them is going to be here by Tuesday. The other one probably won't be here for another week or two. So at some point pretty soon, I'm going to be down to 7 or 8 cards. All right, you guys, if you stuck around this long, thanks so much. Just wanted to share some cards with you for the week, and I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
It's a beautiful day for a ball game, today. If you and I are out of dollars and cents,
oh honey, we can always share a little hole in the fence.
it's a beautiful day for the ladies. So throw all your dishes away. We're gonna cheer and boo